Have you ever said something like, I want to discuss about my project? Or she is married to a doctor. And later on thinking, wait, am I right? Are these sentences correct? Yes, the uses of preposition is always confusing. And today in this video we are going to discuss 10 most common preposition mistakes. So watch this video till the end and fix your ons. Let's get started. Here on the screen you can see 10 common preposition mistakes in English along with explanations and corrections. The first sentence is she is married with a doctor. Of course, this is an incorrect sentence. Why? Because we use married to describe who someone is married to. Therefore, the correction is she is married to a doctor. Married to is an idiomatic phrase or fixed phrase in English. It can't be changed. More examples are she is married to a doctor who works at the hospital. My aunt has been married to her husband for over 30 years. However, married with is correct in some special cases. Like married with is incorrect unless you're talking about kids. So here the sentence she is married with 2 children is correct because here we are not talking about to whom she is married to. Let's move on to the next sentence. This is he is good in tennis. This is an incorrect sentence because we should use good at when we're talking about skills or abilities. Therefore, the correction is he is good at tennis, not good in, but good at. More examples are he is really good at cooking Italian foods. I'm not very good at remembering names. They are good at working under pressure. Not good in, but good at working under pressure. Next sentence. I prefer tea than coffee. It's an incorrect sentence because we are supposed to use prefer A to B when comparing two things. The phrase prefer to is used to express a choice or liking for one thing over another. The preposition to is part of the structure when comparing two actions or options. Therefore, the correct sentence is I prefer tea to coffee, not than. More examples here. I prefer walking to driving. She prefers classical music to pop. They prefer books to movies. And you may notice that every time we are comparing two nouns. Let's focus on a popularly misconcepted preposition that is discuss about. The sentence here you can see they discussed about the problem. And it's a classical mistake because the verb discuss is not followed by a preposition like about. Why? Since discuss means to talk about something. About is already included in the meaning. So this they discussed about the problem, this about is unnecessary and this is a redundant word. Therefore, the correction is they discussed the problem. Here, no preposition is needed. On the next sentence, he entered into the room. Of course, this is an incorrect sentence because enter is a transitive verb and does not need a preposition like into. He entered into the room. Here, entered means to go or come into a place. So when you are saying he entered into the room, that means he entered into the room. That is repetitive. And of course, obviously, it's wrong. So the corrected form is he entered the room. there is no necessary to use preposition into after enter. More examples. So here he entered the room quietly. She entered the building at 9 a.m. They entered the competition last month. However, in certain situations, enter into is correct. Enter into is used in formal, abstract, or legal contexts where you are starting or initiating something non-physical, like a contract, agreement, or relationships. An example, the company entered into a contract with the supplier. The next one, she entered into a partnership with an NGO. The two parties entered into negotiation. Here, into is a true preposition meaning movement into a state or condition, not a place. Physical places or competitions use the enter verb only, no preposition needed here. Example, she entered the room. When abstract or formal situations need to use enter into. Into preposition is required here. Example, they entered into an agreement. Alright, moving on the next sentence. He was accused for stealing. Obviously, this is an incorrect sentence. The correct sentence will be he was accused of stealing. Use of after accused all the time when introducing the offense or wrongdoing. The phrase accused of is commonly used to indicate that someone has been blamed or charged with doing something wrong or illegal. The preposition of connects the verb accused to the action or crime the person is blamed for. Therefore, accused of is the correction, but not accused for. More examples. He was accused of theft. She was accused of lying to the authorities. The manager was accused of harassment by several employees. So every time you may notice after accused of there is some crime or something illegal. Next up, the following sentence. I'm interested for history. A common mistake. The correction is I'm interested in history. Interested in, not interested for. The phrase interested in is used because the adjective interested requires the preposition in to connect it to the topic or activity that is attracting someone's attention or curiosity. Therefore, I'm interested in learning English. She is interested in science and technology. Are you interested in joining the club? Moving to the next sentence. I have lived here since 10 years. It is an incorrect sentence. The correct sentence is I have lived here for 10 years. Why? Because we use for to indicate a duration when since is used to talk about any starting point or the beginning point of that action. So when you are saying that I have lived here since 10 years, it is incorrect because you are not talking about any starting point. It's only duration. So the explanation you can see here, use for with a period of time like days, months, years, hours, etc. It answers the question for how long. When since refers to the starting point of an action or event, use it with a specific point in time like a date, a day, or event. It answers the question since when. More examples you can see here. I have lived here for 10 years. She has been working for 3 days. I have lived here since 2010. So from 2010 she has been living here. It's indicating the beginning point. The next sentence, she has been working since Monday. Now the clear difference you can see here, we should use since to point in time. The example, since 2015 or since yesterday. We should use for to indicate duration of time, like for 5 years, for 2 weeks. Last but not the least, frequently mistaken sentence. I was born in July 5th. The correction is I was born on July 5th, because we should use on for specific dates like on July 5th, on Monday, and in should be used for months and years like in July or in 1995. More examples are we met on Monday in the morning. Last but not the least, frequently mistaken sentence. I was born in July 5th. The correction is I was born on July 5th. Why? Because July 5th is a specific date. So for a specific dates we will use on, not in. And we should use in for months, years or decades. So remember this basic rule. On for specific dates and in for months, years and decades. More examples are we met on Monday in the morning. She was born on July 5th in 2001. The conference will be held on Friday in Dhaka. I hope this video helped you correct your preposition mistakes. Keep watching to learn even more.